So I have dissected this before, and the consensus is I do believe that vampires and werewolves, shapeshifters, whatever you want to call them, in Twilight can safely have romantic affairs, relations, whatever it is. But there are parameters, the most important one being that the venomous party cannot participate in any biting activity. We'll explain. Now, you are specifically asking about potentially Leah and Nawel, which is very valid, and I will get there. But first, to set up why this is a question in the first place, when we were discussing Jacob and Bella's potential post-Breaking Dawn affair, it came up like, could they even do that? Could they even kiss and stuff? Because vampire venom is toxic to the werewolves. It can actually be fatal, but in the illustrated guide, it talks about how like a vampire bite alone wouldn't be enough to unalive a werewolf under normal circumstances, but it's definitely not good. But based on what we know about venom and stuff, I do feel like kissing in this scenario would probably be fine, because the way that venom works on humans, first of all, it's only the venom in their saliva that has the ability to turn people. So like ice rocket fluid, etc., that is not going to turn anybody into a vampire. We also know that venom doesn't really have any effect when it's ingested. It has to enter the bloodstream directly, like through a cut or something, or through a bite. And it is for that reason that Edward and Bella do not open mouth kiss in the books, because Edward is afraid that she might have a small cut in her mouth, or his teeth might cut her mouth and start the transformation process that way. So kissing by itself would probably be fine, unless, let's say that Jacob had a small cut or something. But the thing is, Jacob as a werewolf, he has rapid healing abilities. So he's not going to have a small cut, like it's just going to heal up instantly. Like in Eclipse, when Jacob cuts his hand and Bella says it's like a big cut and it just heals right before her eyes. So I feel like that's not really going to be a factor. The only thing I think they would have to worry about, honestly, is Bella can't bite. So she's just got to be careful of that. He can if they're into that, but she cannot participate in biting. So with Leah and Nawel, I would say it would work pretty much the same way. It would just be that Nawel cannot bite, but Leah can if she so desires. Now, do I think this is actually going to happen? Why is this even coming up in the first place if you're confused? So Nawel is venomous. It appears that male hybrids are and female hybrids are not, because we know Renasbury is not venomous because, you know, she goes around biting Jacob and stuff, and if she was venomous, that would poison him. And Nawel also has 3 sisters, and none of them are venomous, but Nawel is. And I do think, based on what Stephanie has said, because of the reproductive themes I think are set up between the shapeshifters and the hybrids, I could see Stephanie like toying with this idea in the newer books, especially because she's talked about writing about Leah, but I don't see them like ending up together happily or anything like that. I think this idea will simply be like toyed with, or like end in like a not so happy or romantic way for Leah. That's what I think. But I would say if it did happen, they could theoretically like make out and stuff, just no biting from him anyway.